Good morning, guys. It's Richard here from Truckcamper Life UK, and it's a glorious morning today. I've been out running first thing. It's Wednesday, and the temperature now is 15 degrees in the workshop here, which is fantastic. So the sun's streaming through the door. I'm going to make the most of today. I've got some updates for you, and on Max, the truck itself. So I need to do some bits there, and I've got some answers about some of the stuff, particularly around the fridge. And so I've been to Songhurst Caravans at Westmoreland. Amazing place, really was. I've been there before for a few bits, but they are so helpful and they were so obliging. Even met, what was his name? The spaniel they've got there, who's really nice. Matt, his name was, I forget now. Oh, it's awful, can't remember these things. I did this morning, I've forgotten. So yes, but anyway, yeah, 8-year-old Cocker Spaniel, black and white, really friendly, made lots of friends with him, so that was quite nice. But the people there were really helpful, and I had a real good instruction about how to light the fridge on propane, and also a few other tips, so I was really grateful. Okay, yeah, they charged me for the time I was there, and the taxi to get there and back, but it was worth it. Just peace of mind. The fridge is working perfectly, and it's just me to know where the light, the little blue light, when it's a light. It lit apparently for them on a slope, which he said, yeah, just forget. He said these electrolyte fridges are really good. He said, I've worked with these a lot. They never give problems, very rarely. We can still get most of the parts for this, but we don't need to today. Your fridge is absolutely perfect. It's reaching temperature, so that's what's important, and you'll be fine. So, and he also gave me some tips about it as well. One of them was apparently, when you're running on 12 volt, it's supposed to take the charge off the alternator and the batteries, and then when you haven't got the truck running, it should cut out. There should be a relay. Mine doesn't do that. So he said that's why you'll probably end up with a flat battery if you left it on. So I said, well, in future I will turn it off when I get to a for a break on a service station or whatever. The other thing is that you have to use the gas to get it to temperature, and then use the electric 12 volt just to maintain the temperature. So you turn the calorie off, put it back onto 12 volt, and then it will maintain that temperature. It won't do it from startup. And also the other tip was always have it on calorie for at least a good time before you go on your trip. So I learnt something, because that's not in the manual. That's not in the manual. So I'm really grateful for all of that. And thank you very much, Songhurst Caravans at Westmoreland. So if you needed a tip, I'll put a link to there. Hello, there's an alarm going off. Right, what that was, Paseo, the 124, the dash cam fell off the windscreen and set the alarm off. So sorry about that noise in the background. Anyway, yes, so that's the plan for today. And the other thing, I'm going to see whether I'm going to get my mountain bike in the back of Max by taking the front wheel off. I think I will. Also, I've got a bit of a slow puncher, which I've pumped up with my new beautiful pump as well. So I did lots of little bits to do today. So I'm going to take you along with me and see how far we get. Stay tuned. So good morning, guys. Welcome back to episode 11 of Truckcamper Life UK. And today I'm going to be using some of this Vanish Oxy Action. Now this has been recommended to me by one of my very good neighbours who has also used it on his Tiguan, and he said it absolutely was amazing. I've been using Febreze because there's still a slight odour in here, very slight. It might be, for all I know, it might be just Toyota Hilux odour for all I know, but I thought I'd give it a go. I have done it once, as you know, and certainly when the weather warms up, which is better today. I've been running this morning and nice out here. It's going a bit windy now. It's supposed to rain later, but we'll see. So I'm going to give this Vanish a go. If anyone knows of anything they've used to get rid of car odours, then I will be very happy to accept that and explore it. So yeah, also a big shout out to Mike Brown from the Mountable Camper Group on Facebook. He's come back and said about the fridge, so I'll update you about that as well. And yeah, so some really good advice. So yeah, hold fire while I'm going to do this, and then we'll have a look at it afterwards. You spray this on, and so it's off at the moment. So I think you have to turn this here somehow. I'll do that. I'll do it off camera. See you. As you can see, Craig is taking off the old discs and pads. There was hardly anything left on the old pads, right down to the minimum. I think about less than ½ a millimeter, and the old discs have been around since the day it was made, I think, and he fitted new discs and pads on there, so I'd like to thank him for that. There's still work to be done. I've still got some pulleys to do on the front for the water pump, which are on back order, hopefully coming soon, and undersealing, of course, which will be taking place once I come back from the trip to the Montgomery. But stay tuned for more fun. So one of the things I'm going to do today is see whether I can get my mountain bike, which I'm taking with me to the Montgomery Canal project, in the back of the cab, and I can clearly. I had to take the rear wheel off and then use a 15 millimeters socket set to do that, and also disengage the front brake caliper. But it does go in there, and there's loads of room around it, so which is quite good. So yeah, so that's, I tried it with the front wheel on, but like most bikes, it sticks out too far. But if you had the back seat up, you're going to have a lot of room in there, so I'm really pleased about that. And I've also reset I think you can see there, the small radio. I put it on with the vent, little thing that you put through the vent, because clearly the sticky thing wasn't working, even though I had cleaned it all with spirit and so forth. There we go. So it's now sitting with the vent holder, and looks as good as it did before, which was slightly left. I suppose it was slightly down here, so it's slightly higher, but you can see it from behind the steering wheel, so that's good news. Another thing is that Craig has put new brakes on the front. You might be able to see there, they're just cleaning off slightly, and also new pads as well. So that's front end. The rear ones he was going to adjust, but you get suspension sag with those, which means he couldn't get it high enough, but they are better. A hell of a lot better when I came back from Songhurst Caravans yesterday. Just that short distance, it feels like a car now, where before you had to push them quite firmly. So and I suppose you get used to things after a while, but this is an improvement. So all in all, that's 2 great improvements. Well, I had an interesting one this week. Went out to see Mondi, take him to work. I was working over in Swanley this week, and noticed in the morning, because it was an early start, I need to be there by 8 o'clock, there was a lot of condensation in the front and rear windscreens, and thought, it's been a nice warm day yesterday, perhaps that's what it is. Anyway, I wiped it, and it was so much water, it was dripping onto the dashboard. And I thought, this is unusual, so I pushed on the electric heated rear window, and the front one as well, which I've got on them. Ford have a special heated front screen. Anyway, about all the way there, which was about 25 minutes, it took for ages to clear the rear. So when I got there in the car park where I was working, I took a cloth, a duster to it. The duster was really wet. So when I got home, I gave it some thought, and I thought, I must have a leak somewhere, because this is like, you know, nice warm day the day before, then the temperature drops, maybe it's condensation from something that's a bit damp in the car. So anyway, dry the duster off. Anyway, I lifted the back area, which is like a cover. I'll put a picture of that on there for you. And the wheel, which sits as like the space saver wheel, which sits in the footwell of where the spare wheel goes, was really wet. So I thought, wow, this is unusual. You know, the carpet was a bit damp that I put in the back. Anyway, thought about it. I thought, well, the rubber seal on this car has obviously been here for, I don't know, it's a 63 plate, so it's 2014. It's been here a while now. So I will contact Haynes and see what we can do. I can either fix it myself. Anyway, long story short, they're going to fix it for me on Thursday when I've got a meeting in Maidstone, and so they're going to fix it there. But it's just interesting, these things creep up on you, isn't it? So I'm drying the top off today, the cover off, and I'll show you that. Where are we? Look, there we go. No, I'm around the wrong way. Hang on a second. But it just goes to show, doesn't it? These things, you can, you know, forget about them and then all of a sudden they're there. Anyway, it's been a lovely day today, so I've left the back of the car open for a while, and you know, so we'll have a look. I'll show you exactly what the rubber's up to. So here we go. There we are. So that's the inner part of the car. This bit was quite wet in here. I'll put a towel in here just in case the rain comes this week. The car's not going in until Thursday, so, but I think we've got nice weather up until there. This is the bit where I reckon it's coming here. This is a rubber, bit like we had on the camper, and so yeah, so it's quite a thick rubber. I could have put it on myself, but I've got a busy meeting this week, so they're going to do it for me. And okay, they charged me, but at least it's done then. So on that basis. So yes, there we go. So just be careful if you see any condensation in your car. Check under the back lip, because underneath there you never know what you might find. And always good to check anyway on these things, and check the tyre pressure as well, which I'll do as well. Anyway, see you later. So this afternoon I've been sorting out a bit of old carpet that I have in the loft. And I have decided to lay some carpet in the Truckcamper. So I have put this down. I've actually cut it to size, and then I have shaped it round. I'm just going to, where it needs to go in the edges a bit more, what I've done is I've cut some slithers off, and now I'm going to use some black Gorilla tape just on the backing of it, but I think that looks quite good. Excuse the piece of wood I used as a straight edge and all the bits that I'm like cutting off. This carpet has been around a while in the loft. It's from my lounge dining area, and they gave us I had too much of it really. So I kept it, and I've been using it in all sorts of places like I have other carpets. So yes, but anyway, let me know what you think. And then I've retained the doormat here, excuse me, as I back out, so anybody walking in, you've got a bit of lino, which, you know, any mud or anything doesn't go walking into the main bit. And then I've got another piece I'm going to put at the top of that just to catch any mud or dirt. So, but yeah, I'd be interested to know what you think. Yeah. And there we are, all back together again, nice and tidy. And I put the mat down just when you're in and out, in case there's any mud or whatever. I've also cleaned the steps this afternoon. There we go, and the caravan step with some water, so washing out liquid, and I'll give it some oil later on. Put a bit of WD on there, but otherwise it's looking good. Looking good. So I have cleaned this mat that was in the back of the camper, and I've cleaned it with some of this carpet upholstery. Getting a bit low on this now, I have to find something else to replace it. But I've also put it on the top of Patio, my 124, and it seems to have come up now, a really nice colour. So this mat was with the camper when I bought it, and it's from Aldi. Kirkton House, but it says made from Aldi, so that should be good. So that's one more upgrade there, just to give the carpet a bit of protection. The other thing I've done is given this step and the platform a really good clean today. I've used a bit of a stiff brush, and then like a scourer type thing, and then a bit of cleanse cleaner from Waitrose, like a scouring type of stuff. And the aluminium, it's brought it out really good. What I need to do now is give it a bit of oil, just a bit of WD on the springs and the joints there, just to keep it there. But otherwise, yeah, it looks good. So it's quite, yeah, it's quite nice and firm. You can step in quite easily. There we go. Carpet's looking good too. That other rug goes there, right in the middle, just to save the carpet a bit. So I think we're getting there quite nicely. And the other thing I've done is, so I'm just underneath the back step, and I've noticed there is a socket here being used as a spacer between this and the platform, which is really weird. I've just actually noticed that. I've just been oiling under here, and I didn't know that before. So you just never know what you're going to find sometimes on this side. Clearly this is okay, this side. I haven't checked the other side, but I'll have a look. Well, this side doesn't have one, so clearly that was to level it up then. Interesting enough. The rest of this needs a bit of a clean. This is the underside where the tail gate is that supports the back end of the camper itself, and the bar at the back here, and the exhaust system under there. There we go. You may remember that I was cleaning the seats with some Vanish Oxy, and that certainly worked. We don't have smelly YouTube or smelly vision, but there is no smell in here now. And I also discovered that there were some dog's hairs on this seat, so I've actually given it an extra clean, and the carpets. So that seems to be holding up. It's this main seat. I did the two of them and the back carpet, but this seat seemed to be the main culprit. There's still a few whiskers here. I've used a bit of Gorilla Tape just to pull off these hairs, but yeah, clearly some animal props are sat here. Somebody suggested to me, and on that basis. But we're getting there. Leave the windows open, let plenty of air and sunshine come in, and that will kill off anything else. But yeah, it's meeting the standards finally. Well guys, I think we'll wrap this video up here. It's been quite a mixed bag, this one, on episode 11 of Truckcamper Live UK. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this particular episode. If you have, don't forget to give it a nice like. And if you're a new subscriber, welcome. And if you're not, please subscribe, because it helps the analytics of the channel. And lots more coming soon. Don't forget, if you're looking for a classic Volkswagen camper van, Sunshine is up for sale, and he's currently, I'll post a picture of him there, currently on an offer of 28,000. Perfect condition, new engine, loads of new stuff, so just let me know. All right, otherwise I'll see you on the next one. Take care for now. Bye for now.